Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kristen, and if you are new here, I am so sorry. This is probably not the best first video for you. I am recovering from surgery, you guys, so dun, 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 dun. I am on the other side of it. It has been a little rough, I won't lie to you. Unfortunately, my scar revision was already a failure in a certain spot on my wound, and so I am still healing from it, but I'm healing already with the knowledge that it failed in the one spot. So if you do not do graphic, if you cannot handle medical stuff, okay, so blood, liquids, stitches, any of that, turn off the camera now. Actually, turn off the video now. That's what you should do. Turn off the video now. Look away, look away. Go to another one of my videos or click to somebody else. Just not the video for you, because part of me and my channel and the community that I'm trying to build is about honesty and transparency. And that transparency does not always look pretty. I am definitely in a rough state, we will say. You won't see a whole lot, but you definitely will see some stuff. So click away if you cannot handle that. That is your final warning, okay? Final warning, you guys. So I do have a drain. It is connected down here. It's coming out of my leg right here. Not your girl watching this back, and now somebody's calling me. Ah! Okay, y'all. I'm like all the way back here. Not your girl, like watching this back in the editing process and realizing that you can't see anything that I'm pointing to. So I'm taking this clip to insert in the video in the midst of it, so you are not looking at the bottom of the screen like, sweetie, what you're pointing at I can't see. So yeah, right here, hopefully you can see, maybe you can see it on the side, like the little, my drain coming out right here, and it's coming up to here. So yeah, I have my little binder on. Yes, I'm squatting down because of where the camera is. So that is supposed to help with all of the swelling. Whether or not it actually is a whole other story, because let me tell you, I am definitely in the thick of swell hell. But yeah. So in the thick of it, really not draining all that much, to be honest with you. You can see down here where my packing is for my C-section scar free vision thingy. So yeah, that is what you're missing while I am gabbing. But yeah, here's where I'm at, because I hit the shower curtain. That needs to be changed because I've had a brand new shower curtain sitting there for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks now and haven't done it. So yeah, fun times. So yes, you can see it definitely. You can also see my swelling through it, but yeah. Back to what I was previously chatting about, that now you will actually have a visual for. This one, so when I had my previous surgeries, like I've had drains. Like when I was 10 years old and I had surgery, I had three drains coming out of my stomach. Like drains are not anything new to me. I will say this is the least painful drain that I have ever had. And I think it's in part because of the location, because it's on top of my thigh. Previously, I've had them coming out of the sides of my thighs, which were a horrible position because one of them was in for almost 6 weeks, the other one was in for almost 4 weeks. The ones coming out of my stomach, it was here, here, and here. You can't wear anything really when you have them coming out here, here, and here. And I was so young and it was so bad. And those, obviously, I was a lot younger, so these two came out within 2 weeks. But this one here, that one was in for almost a month. 9 years old. So when I say I've had some surgeries in my life, I have definitely had some surgeries in my life. I am currently exclusively breastfeeding. Even if I am not exclusively breastfeeding, I do have multiple heart issues, so I cannot take a lot of medication. So I have had 0 pain medication for this surgery. So that's how it is with all of my surgeries pretty much. So I kind of just have to push through and to bear it. And I'm kind of used to that at this point, which sounds terrible when I say it out loud, but yeah, it is what it is. So I am very, very sore, very, I don't want to say beat up, but I am very beat up, sore. I do have like that, you kind of get like this stinging, burning pain, like sensation, and that's your nerves, you know, trying to reconnect and rejuvenate themselves because they've been sliced and yanked and pulled and all of this other stuff, and your skin has been separated from, you know, muscle and scar tissue and all this other stuff. So definitely have a lot going on. I will say it definitely has put a strain on my body to be going through this, trying to heal, exclusively breastfeeding, continuing to, you know, work and to cook and to do things around the house and other things. So yeah, so I don't want any of you to think that this is easy. I don't want you to look at me and be like, she's got it. No, sweetie, I promise you that is not the case, okay? So yeah, with that being said, you can see my drain. I am very tightly bound, so really won't be able to see much. You can kind of see the packing down here where the revision happened, we will say. And if you are new here and you've decided to stick with this video, long story short, my C-section incision burst open and I had multiple surgeries, procedures for that, and ended up being left with a huge open wound that had to heal from the inside out. I have an adhesive allergy, so I basically lasted 9 days on the wound vac before my stomach was completely covered in hives and blisters, and they were seeping to the inside of the wound, which was dangerous for infections. And so then I had to go to wet to dry, basically cleaning and packing and unpacking it several times a day for many months until it healed up enough. Along the way though, it didn't heal properly. It curled in on itself. It just didn't align. It sucked all of my organs up and in and changed the positioning of everything, of intestines, of uterus. Everything down in that region is not where it once was, and it has definitely like permanently altered my body. Along the way, I found out that I not only have PCOS, but I also have adenomyosis. And so the adenomyosis can, you know, compiled on top of now a posterior uterus, the PCOS, leads to very, very painful, unpleasant periods. Ultimately, I most likely will require a full hysterectomy within the next few years at the rate that I'm going. At this point though, I don't want any more surgeries right now. I need a break. This past year has been a lot whenever it comes to the surgeries and procedures. Obviously, being pregnant, having the C-section, and then everything that subsequently has happened surgically because of my C-section incision bursting open. Yeah, it has been a very interesting year, to say the least, and I'm grateful for a lot of things. I am still trying to process a lot of things. And ultimately, when it comes to what I share with you on this channel, I do it for awareness because my OB said that there was nothing that I could have done differently to prevent this from happening. Speaking with my surgeon who just did the revision, he said that the OB was the one who actually caused it by doing a parallel incision from a previous existing scar from previous C-section surgeries, etc. And basically the skin and tissue in between those two were not getting blood flow because the top incision was recent, was from within a year, a little over a year from my C-section, and then the new C-section one. So yeah, all this in between was not getting it, and ultimately that led to buildup of fluid, panic by my body, and just ultimately couldn't handle it, and whoosh, yeah. And it literally did make that whoosh. It literally was like Niagara Falls coming out of my body. I literally put the baby down, I went to go sit down, and everywhere in the middle of the night. Yeah, so that was very interesting. Not being able to do what I'm so used to being able to do, because the thing is that I do have a lot of medical and health issues. However, I've never let them hold me back, ever. Multiple heart issues, autoimmune, lipedema, very, very, very bad lipedema, a whole host of things, neurocardiogenic syncope, so autonomic dysfunction, nervous system disorders. Like, I have a laundry list of medical stuff, but I have never, ever, not once allowed that to hold me back. I've been told that I should qualify for Social Security disability. No, I wake up every single morning, I get up, I do what I need to do. If I'm in pain, I'm just in pain. And to be honest with you, when you are chronically in pain, you kind of just, you get very used to it. And it's like, this is your normal. This is your, like, your set points. It's you wake up and you're automatically at this point. And do you have days where you're higher than your set point? Yes. Some days you may be a little lower? Yes. But ultimately, it doesn't change what I do day to day. I still have kids that need me. I still have a job that I need to go and to work and to give my all. I still have things to do around the house. I still have things that need to be done. And me having medical issues, for me personally, is never going to be an excuse or a reason to not continue doing. I think the only time where maybe it would is if it obviously like reaches a critical point where I can't even push through. Like when my C-section incision burst open and I had to sit my butt down for a little bit until it started to heal a little bit more. Even then though, I was still cooking, I was still exclusively breastfeeding, I was still picking up, moving, handling the baby 24/7, my toddler 24/7. Just, yeah, so even then, like, I still push and I still do. I just don't do as much as I normally can, which at this point, I'm guessing that's just me. That's just who I am. I've always had a very strong work ethic, and I've never, ever allowed myself to have excuses or reasons to not do something. And I will admit that in part it's because of the situations that I've been in. You know, I haven't always had a partner that I could rely on, so it was 100% on me. And when you have kids and it is 100% on you, because you cannot 100% rely on your partner to step in and to be there for them, as a mom, like, that's huge. That's so important. Like, I will never, ever, ever let my kids down in that way. So yeah, I'm always going to push. I'm always going to do whatever I have to do to ensure that my kids are good, to ensure that, you know, they have all of their needs met and some of their wants. And notice I said some of their wants, not all of them. But that's really important to me. Like, as a mom, I need to be in a certain place, physically, mentally, emotionally, but especially financially. And I definitely have had my years as a single mom where it was way harder, but, you know, I just kept pushing myself, to be honest with you. And even in the midst of all of this, I'm still having surgeries. I was a full-time college student, working full-time, 3 kids, and still had surgeries and didn't let it stop or slow me down. I kept pushing through, and my kids definitely are a big motivating factor for me. They are a huge driver, but I also do it because I want to be an example to them. I don't want them to ever feel limited by their situation. I don't ever want them to feel confined or like there are obstacles that they can't get beyond, because where there is a will, there 100% is a way. But I won't lie to you. When it gets really, really hard, you absolutely have to have a will, or you will absolutely tell yourself 100 times over that there's no way. It definitely is a mental mind game a lot of the times. And there are definitely times where I'm exhausted. There have been times this week where I'm doing the baby, I'm breastfeeding her, I'm covered in bruises and bandages and all of this other stuff, and I'm ready to just crash. Like, I'm so physically drained that I'm struggling to keep my eyes open while she's squirming everywhere, and as she squirms, I have pain that shoots through me because, you know, she's so little. She's 6 months old. She's unaware of her feet and her steps, and, you know, how that hurts me right now. So, yeah, I got off on a whole tangent there, but all of this to say, I don't ever want you to think that my life is easy. I don't ever want you to think that anything that I haven't worked my butt off for. I don't want you to think that, I don't know. I just don't ever want it to be like this pristine little highlight reel of my life. Oh, her life is so easy and grand and all this other stuff, and she has no struggles, she has no this, that. No, sweetie, I 100% have struggles. But I will say, even in the midst of the struggles, I do try to maintain a positive disposition. I remind myself over and over and over again that this season of life is temporary. A new season is coming. And for any of y'all who are Christian biblical, there's always a valley between the mountains. Always a valley between the mountains. But God's goal is to take you from mountain peak to mountain peak. Each one higher and higher. But the higher you go, the harder it is to reach it. There is a climb. There are some dark times. And those are the times that really test you. They test you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. They test you in every way, shape, and form. And it's because only those who really, truly cling to Him and persevere, those are only the ones who are going to make it to the next mountaintop. And those who don't, you can absolutely get stuck in the valley. It doesn't mean that He's not with you in the valley. It just means that it's going to be real hard for quite some time until you gather yourself, you gather your strength, and you start to make that climb. And you start to pull yourself out. He's going to be helping you. He'll lend you a hand. He's going to help you to, climb up each of those little cliffs and peaks. But you absolutely have to do some work. God doesn't just blindly give you things. You have to earn them. And I think that's something that a lot of people overlook. They circle the pray without ceasing and ask and you shall receive. But they skip over the parts that say you have to walk by faith. You have to act as if you have already received it. Like they skip over the action parts of it and go right to the gimme pieces of it, where you're going to be blessed and you're going to be blessed and you're going to be blessed and you're going to be blessed. And that's not how it works. You can't pick it apart and pick and choose. So yeah, this is my life right now. Lots of, swelling, bruising, all of that stuff. Gotta drain for another couple days. I'm hardly draining at all, but I have to keep it in for at least a week, he said. When it comes out, it'll be exactly 8 days that I've had it. In the meantime, continuing to exclusively breastfeed, trying to rest here and there. I am working and just pushing through. So yeah, that's my little quick update for you guys. Hopefully I will be back with you guys soon. In the meantime, I know I said it before, but I do actually have some videos that have already been filmed, and I'm just working on the edit. Literally, one video needs just a voiceover. It's needed a voiceover for a few weeks. Other one, I literally just need to finish editing it. I've had a package from Shein sitting there for a couple weeks now. Obviously, I won't be able to do a try-on haul right now in my current state, but hopefully in a week or two I can. And in the meantime, just bear with me as I try to power through this season of life. I hope that all of you are doing well and that you stick with me here. But I do appreciate you being here. I do appreciate your support. I appreciate those of you who actually do reach out to me, which I still find to be very shocking and humbling, but I do appreciate you guys. And yeah, until next time.